Welcome back to our channel, English with Ethan. Today we are talking about something that stops many English learners from speaking: how to start a conversation in English. You might know some grammar and vocabulary, but when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. Why? Because starting the first line feels scary. You may think, what if I make a mistake? Or, what if they don't reply? But here's the truth. Starting a conversation is not about being perfect. It's about showing confidence, friendliness, and genuine interest in the other person. And the easiest way to do that is with a friendly greeting and a simple question. Tip 1. Start with a friendly greeting and a simple question. This method is simple, but it works everywhere. In the office, at a social event, in a coffee shop, or even with a stranger on the bus. The reason it works is because it's easy to understand, polite, and makes the other person feel comfortable enough to reply. Why this works so well? 1. It's universal. People all around the world respond to greetings. 2. It's polite and safe. You're not saying anything too personal or too complicated. 3. It invites the other person to speak. A question makes the conversation two-sided. 4. It's easy to remember. Just 2 steps: greeting plus question. Step-by-step process. Step 1. Smile and show open body language. Before you even say a word, let your face and posture show that you are approachable. A genuine smile can remove 50% of the tension. Keep your shoulders relaxed and make friendly eye contact. Step 2. Use a warm greeting. You can say, "Hi, how are you today?" "Hello, nice to meet you." "Good morning, how's your day going so far?" Make sure your tone matches your words. If you sound bored or rushed, the greeting loses its effect. Step 3. Add a simple question. This is the part that opens the door for conversation. Your question can be about the environment. "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" The situation. "Is this your first time here?" Something they have. "I like your bag. Where did you get it?" Step 4. Keep it short and clear. When starting, don't overload the other person with too much information. The goal is to invite, not to overwhelm. Real-life examples. At work, you. "Hi, how's your morning going? Are you working on the new project today?" At a party, you. "Hello, I don't think we've met before. How do you know the host?" In a cafe, you. "Hi, the coffee smells great here. Have you tried it before?" Extra tips to make it work better. Be genuinely interested. Don't ask a question just to fill silence. Adjust your tone to the situation. More formal at work, more casual with friends. Listen carefully to their reply. Their answer will give you the next topic to talk about. Why this tip is powerful. A greeting and question combination is like knocking gently on someone's door. Most of the time, they will open it. Once they reply, the conversation has already started and you'll find it easier to keep it going. Remember, even a simple hi followed by a question is better than saying nothing at all. The first sentence is the bridge that connects you to another person in English. Tip 2. Use small talk to break the ice. Starting a conversation is one thing, but keeping it going after the first line is where many people get stuck. This is where small talk comes in. Small talk is light, casual conversation about everyday topics. Nothing too deep or personal. It's not meant to solve big problems or discuss serious issues. Its main purpose is to make both people feel comfortable and connected so that a longer, more meaningful conversation can naturally follow. Why small talk is so important. 1. It reduces tension. After your first greeting, There might be a small silence. Small talk fills that gap and makes the atmosphere friendlier. 2. It builds comfort and trust. When you talk about safe, everyday topics, the other person feels relaxed and more willing to share. 3. It opens the door to deeper conversation. Many deep conversations start with something simple like talking about the weather, the place you're in, or something happening around you. 4. It gives you time to think. Small talk gives your brain a few seconds to plan your next point or question, so you never feel stuck. How to use small talk effectively. Step 1. Choose safe topics. Pick topics that are light and non-controversial. Here are some examples. Weather. It's been raining a lot this week, hasn't it? Surroundings. This cafe has such a nice atmosphere. Events. The festival last weekend was so crowded, did you go? Daily life. I've been trying that new bakery in town. Have you tried it yet? Step 2. Use observations. Look around and comment on something you both can see or experience. For example, at a party. The music here is really good, don't you think? At the office, looks like everyone is busy today. In a class, this chapter is a bit challenging, isn't it? Observations are great because they are natural and don't feel forced. Step 3. Ask open-ended questions. An open-ended question invites a longer answer than just yes or no. For example, instead of, "Do you like this movie?" Yes or no answer. Try, "What do you think about this movie?" Encourages explanation. Other examples. How did you spend your weekend? What do you usually do after work? Step 4. Listen and respond naturally. Small talk isn't just about asking questions. It's about reacting to the answers. Show you are listening by, nodding or smiling. Saying short responses like, "Oh, really?" or "That's interesting." Asking a follow-up question based on their answer, real-life conversation example. In a coffee shop, you. "Hi, the coffee here smells amazing." Them. "Yes, it's one of my favorite places." You. "Oh, that's great. What's your favorite drink here?" Them. "I usually get the cappuccino." You. "Nice, I might try that next time." This is simple, casual, and friendly. Exactly what small talk is meant to be. Common mistakes to avoid in small talk. 1. Jumping into serious topics too quickly. Avoid politics, religion, or very personal questions at the start. 2. Asking too many questions in a row. This can feel like an interview. Balance questions with your own small comments. 3. Only talking about yourself. A good small talk is two-sided. Show interest in the other person. The hidden power of small talk. Many people underestimate small talk, thinking it's empty conversation. But in reality, small talk is the bridge between strangers and friends, between colleagues and teammates, between a silent moment and a meaningful discussion. Smart speakers use small talk not just to fill silence, but to create a warm, safe space where deeper communication can grow. Tip 3. Find common ground to create instant connection. So far, we've talked about starting a conversation with a friendly greeting and a simple question. Once you've said hello and made some casual conversation, the next step to keep the conversation alive is to find something you and the other person have in common. When you find common ground, the conversation stops feeling like two strangers talking and starts feeling like two people connecting. This is where real comfort begins, and it's the key to building lasting friendships or strong professional relationships. Why finding common ground is so powerful. 1. It makes you more relatable. People naturally feel more comfortable with someone who shares similar interests, experiences, or opinions. 2. It creates trust. When you discover shared likes, values, or experiences, the other person feels understood. 3. It makes conversation easier. Once you find a topic you both enjoy, the conversation flows naturally without awkward pauses. 4. It turns small talk into real talk. Instead of staying at a surface level, nice weather, you move to deeper, more meaningful topics. Oh, you like hiking too? Which trails have you tried? How to find common ground. Step by step. Step 1. Listen actively for clues. During small talk, listen carefully to what the other person says. Look for hints about their hobbies, job, family, or recent activities. Example. If they mention, "I just got back from a trip," you can ask, "Oh, where did you go?" If they say, "I'm reading a great book," you can ask, "Really? What's it about?" Step 2. Ask follow-up questions. Follow-up questions help you explore a topic until you find something you both share. Example. Them. "I love watching movies." You. "Same here. What kind of movies do you like?" Them. "Mostly science fiction." You. "Oh wow, me too. Have you seen the latest one with..." Step 3. Share your own experiences. Once you discover something in common, share a short personal story or opinion. This creates balance. The conversation becomes an exchange, not an interview. Example. "I also enjoy hiking. Last month I went to the Blue Hills Trail and it was so peaceful." Step 4. Build on the topic. Stay on the shared topic for a while. Ask deeper questions, share tips, or suggest future ideas. Example. If you both like cooking, what's your favorite recipe? Have you ever tried making homemade pasta? There's a new cooking class next week. We should check it out. Real-life example. At a networking event. You. "Hi, how are you enjoying the event so far?" Them. "It's great. I've met some interesting people." You. "Me too. What industry are you in?" Them. "I work in digital marketing." You. "Oh, I do some marketing work too. Which part of marketing do you focus on?" From there, you've found a shared professional interest, which can lead to a longer and more engaging conversation. Tips to make this work even better. Be curious, not nosy. Don't dig too deep into personal life unless they're comfortable. Stay genuine. Don't pretend to have an interest in something you know nothing about. Instead, be honest and say, "I haven't tried that before, but it sounds interesting." Avoid controversial topics. Politics, religion, and money can lead to arguments if you don't know the person well. The hidden benefit of finding common ground. When you share something in common, the other person starts seeing you as a friend rather than just a stranger. This makes them more open, relaxed, and willing to continue the conversation. For English learners, this is especially helpful because it creates a safe space to practice without feeling judged. Tip 4. Keep the conversation flowing naturally. Once you've greeted someone, made small talk, and found common ground, the next challenge is avoiding awkward pauses or moments where you run out of things to say. A smart speaker knows how to keep a conversation moving in a natural, engaging way without forcing it. 1. Ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions encourage the other person to share more than a simple yes or no. Instead of, "Do you like this place?" Try, "What do you like most about this place?" Instead of, "Did you enjoy your weekend?" Try, "What did you do over the weekend?" The goal is to let them talk, because every answer gives you more topics to continue with. 2. Listen actively and respond to what you hear. Many people think about what to say next instead of focusing on what's being said right now. But if you truly listen, you will always have something to reply with. Use verbal signals. That's interesting. Really? Repeat or rephrase what they said. So you started learning guitar during lockdown? Ask follow-up questions based on their answer. What made you choose guitar instead of another instrument? This shows genuine interest and keeps the conversation alive. 3. Share small personal stories. When the other person talks about something you can relate to, share a short personal experience. This builds connection and prevents the talk from feeling one-sided. Example: if they say, "I love hiking," you can say, "I enjoy it too. Last year I went on a trail near the mountains. It was amazing." Use the yes and technique. This comes from improv acting, but it's great for conversation. Instead of shutting down a topic, you agree and add something new. Example: them: "I love Italian food." You: "Yes, and there's a new Italian restaurant that opened nearby. Have you tried it?" 5. Smoothly change the topic when needed. If a topic is ending or becoming awkward, shift to something related. Example: if the topic is movies and there's nothing more to say, you can link it to travel. Speaking of movies, have you ever visited the city where your favorite film was shot? 6. Avoid conversation killers. Some things can stop a conversation instantly. Giving one-word answers without explanation. Changing the topic too quickly without acknowledging the previous one. Talking only about yourself without asking about the other person. A smart speaker avoids these traps by staying curious and respectful. 7. Leave space for the other person. Don't feel you have to fill every silence instantly. A short pause can give the other person a chance to think and share. Sometimes the best conversations happen when you give someone time to speak. Why this works. A flowing conversation feels effortless because it's balanced. Both people contribute, listen, and respond in a way that builds connection. You don't need to force it or memorize hundreds of topics. You just need to stay interested. Ask the right kind of questions. Share your own thoughts briefly. Follow the natural rhythm. Tip 5. Speak with confidence, even when you feel nervous. Confidence is one of the biggest keys to starting and maintaining a conversation in English. But here's the reality. Many people don't feel confident at the beginning. Even fluent speakers can feel nervous when meeting new people or speaking in an unfamiliar situation. The good news is, confidence is not something you either have or don't have. It's a skill you can build, step by step. 1. Why confidence matters in conversation. When you sound confident, people take your words more seriously, listen more carefully, and feel more comfortable talking with you. Confidence doesn't mean speaking loudly or being the most talkative person. It means speaking clearly, steadily, and with self-belief. A nervous voice might make people think you are unsure, even if your ideas are great. A confident voice makes even simple sentences sound important. 2. Prepare before you speak. One of the best ways to reduce nervousness is to prepare yourself before starting a conversation. Know common conversation starters. Have a few ready phrases like, "How's your day going?" or "I like your bag, shirt," etc. "Where did you get it?" Practice answers to common questions. If someone asks, "What do you do?" or "Where are you from?" you should be ready to answer smoothly. Think of safe topics. Weather, hobbies, food, or movies are always good. Preparation makes you feel ready, and readiness boosts confidence. 3. Control your body language. Your body sends signals even before your words do. Stand or sit up straight. It shows strength and self-respect. Smile genuinely. A smile relaxes both you and the other person. Make natural eye contact. This builds trust. Avoid fidgeting. Moving too much shows nervous energy. Even if you feel nervous inside, confident body language can trick your brain into feeling calmer. 4. Manage your voice. Nervousness often makes people speak too fast, too softly, or with a shaky tone. Slow down. Speaking too quickly can make you harder to understand. Breathe deeply before speaking. This helps steady your voice. Pause naturally. A short pause after a sentence makes you sound thoughtful. 5. Use simple, clear words. Trying to use big, complicated vocabulary when you're nervous can make you stumble. Stick to simple, clear sentences. For example, instead of, "I am experiencing a minor degree of fatigue today," say, "I'm feeling a bit tired today." Simple words are easier to say confidently and easier for others to understand. 6. Start small and build up. Confidence grows with practice. Start conversations with shopkeepers, neighbors, or classmates. Speak to people in low-pressure situations before moving to bigger ones. Practice English with friends or in front of a mirror. The more you do it, the less nervous you'll feel each time. 7. Accept that mistakes are normal. Even native English speakers make grammar mistakes or forget words sometimes. The difference is, they don't stop talking because of it. If you forget a word, use another word or explain what you mean. If you make a grammar mistake, just keep going. Most people won't even notice. Remember, confidence is not about being perfect. It's about continuing even when you're not perfect. 8. Focus on the other person, not yourself. When you are nervous, you often think, "How do I sound?" or "Do they like me?" Instead, shift your focus. Pay attention to what the other person is saying, how they feel, and how you can connect with them. This takes pressure off you and makes the conversation more natural. 9. Practice positive self-talk. Before starting a conversation, say to yourself, "I can do this. My English is improving every day. People want to talk to me." Your thoughts affect your tone, and your tone affects your confidence. 10. End on a positive note. Even if the conversation is short, end it politely and positively. For example, "It was nice talking to you. Hope we can chat again soon." This leaves the other person with a good impression, which makes starting the next conversation easier. The hidden power of confidence in conversation. Confidence makes your English sound better, even without perfect grammar. It makes people listen to you, remember you, and want to talk to you again. And here's the secret. You don't have to wait until you feel confident. You can act confident first, and the feeling will follow. Tip 6. Ask better questions to keep people interested. One of the most important skills for starting and maintaining a conversation in English is knowing how to ask the right questions. A conversation dies quickly if your questions are too closed, too complicated, or not interesting to the other person. But if you ask thoughtful, engaging questions, you make people want to keep talking to you. Asking better questions is not just about words. It's about curiosity, timing, and the way you make the other person feel. The right question can open the door to a deep, enjoyable conversation. 1. Why asking good questions matters. 1. It shows you're interested. People love talking about themselves and their experiences. When you ask questions, you show that you value what they have to say. 2. It keeps the conversation flowing. Each good question naturally leads to another topic, avoiding awkward pauses. 3. It helps you learn about the other person. The more you learn, the easier it is to find common ground and deeper topics. 4. It builds trust. People feel connected to those who listen and ask relevant questions, rather than those who just talk about themselves. 2. The types of questions to use. A. Open-ended questions. These questions require more than a yes or no answer. They encourage detailed responses. Examples. What's the most interesting thing you've done this week? How did you get into your line of work? What do you like most about living here? B. Follow-up questions. Follow-up questions are based on what the other person just said. They show you're listening and want to know more. Example. Them. I love painting. You. That's amazing. What kind of things do you like to paint? C. Situational questions. These are questions about the current environment or event. Examples. Have you tried the snacks here yet? What do you think about this place? D. Opinion questions. These invite the other person to share their thoughts and feelings. Examples. What's your opinion on working from home? How do you feel about that new movie? 3. How to ask questions that don't feel like an interview. Mix comments with questions. Instead of just asking, "Where are you from?" say, "I really like your accent. Where are you from?" Avoid rapid-fire questions. Give the other person time to answer before jumping to the next one. Share your own connection. If they say they like sports, you might say, "Me too. I play basketball on weekends. How about you?" 4. Use the TED formula for deeper conversations. The TED method helps you ask questions that naturally make people share more. T. Tell me. Tell me about your last holiday. E. Explain. Explain how you learned to play guitar. D. Describe. Describe what it's like living in your city. This style turns basic questions into engaging conversations. 5. Avoid dead-end questions. Questions like, "Are you okay?" or "Do you like it?" can be answered with a single word, which stops the conversation. Instead, make them open and inviting. Instead of, "Do you like it?" say, "What do you like most about it?" 6. Examples of great conversation questions. Here are ready-to-use examples you can keep in mind for any situation. At work. What's the most exciting part of your job? How did you get started in this career? At social events. What brought you here today? How do you know the host? In everyday life. What's your favorite thing to do in your free time? Have you read or watched anything interesting lately? 7. The secret to making people talk more. When someone answers your question, respond with curiosity instead of judgment. Even if their answer is something you've never experienced, show interest. "Wow, I've never tried that. What's it like?" "That sounds amazing. How did you get into it?" The more you react with curiosity, the more they will want to share. 8. Why this works. Better questions create a flow where each answer naturally leads to another question or topic. Instead of forcing the conversation, it grows like a tree, one branch leading to another. And when you're genuinely curious, you'll never run out of things to say. Tip 7. End the conversation politely and leave a positive impression. One of the most overlooked skills in speaking English, and in communication in general, is knowing how to end a conversation in a way that feels natural, polite, and memorable. Many people think only about how to start a conversation, but the way you end it is equally important, because it decides what the other person remembers about you. When you end well, you leave the door open for future conversations. When you end abruptly or awkwardly, you might damage the connection you've built. Why ending well matters. 1. It shows respect for their time. People appreciate when you acknowledge that they may need to get back to something else. 2. It strengthens the connection. A kind, warm goodbye leaves them feeling good about the interaction and more likely to talk to you again. 3. It gives you control of the interaction. Instead of waiting for things to get awkward or run out of topics, you can end at the right moment. 4. It creates a lasting impression. The last thing you say is often the thing they remember most. 2. Signs. It's time to end a conversation. The person starts looking at their phone or watch frequently. Their answers get shorter and less engaged. You've covered the main topic and there's no smooth way to move forward. You or they need to be somewhere else. Ending a conversation at the right time keeps the interaction fresh and positive. 3. How to end a conversation smoothly. A. Use a positive closing statement. Instead of just saying bye, close with something friendly. It was really nice talking to you. I enjoyed our conversation. I'm glad we had the chance to chat. B. Mention something you talked about. This makes your goodbye feel personal. I'll have to check out that restaurant you mentioned. I hope your project goes well. C. Suggest future contact, if appropriate. Let's talk again soon. Maybe we can continue this next time. Feel free to send me that link you mentioned. 4. Combine gratitude with goodbye. People love being appreciated. Try ending with a thank you. Thanks for sharing your thoughts with me. I learned something new. Thanks for taking the time to chat. 5. How to exit gracefully in different situations. At a social event. I should say hello to a few other people, but it was great meeting you. At work. I'll let you get back to your work. Let's catch up again later. In public. I need to run, but it was nice chatting with you while we waited. 6. Nonverbal signals to support your goodbye. Your body language should match your words. Start stepping slightly away. Pick up your bag, phone, or notebook. Offer a handshake if culturally appropriate. Smile to show you've enjoyed the talk. 7. Advanced technique. Leave a hook for next time. If you want to speak again in the future, leave them with a reason. Next time we meet, I'll tell you about my trip to the mountains. I'd love to hear more about your cooking class next time. This creates curiosity and makes your next conversation easier to start. 8. Why this works. When you end with warmth, appreciation, and a positive tone, you make the other person feel valued. Even if the conversation was short, they will remember how you made them feel. And that's the secret to building long-term connections in English. A smart speaker knows that the start opens the door, but the ending keeps it open for the future. And friends, if you enjoyed these tips and want to keep learning powerful ways to speak better English and connect with people easily, then don't just leave. Hit that subscribe button right now. Join our growing family where we share lessons, ideas, and secrets to help you speak English with confidence every single day. Turn on the bell icon so you never miss a video that could change the way you communicate forever. Because here, we don't just learn English, we master the art of conversation